This video is a little bit different than your average episode of MC Complains. This time, I plan on explaining what this person has done just to spread awareness. Please don't consider this video a rant or any form of drama. This is just to notify those people who want to know about Rebornica. If any information is inaccurate or outdated, please let me know so that I can address it. Also, please keep an open mind throughout, as some people might get pretty mad at me for making this video at all. This will be short, and I'm mainly making this because no one else has yet. As someone in the FNAF fandom, being in it back in 2015, leaving in 2016, and then rejoining in 2019, I would think that I would know about the times of Rebornica and when they reigned. Unfortunately, I didn't even know who they were until I looked into the situation further this year. Back in the good old days of early FNAF, there rose one person who the community would remember to this day. Rebornica decided to create an AU of FNAF based on the Night Guards of the second and first FNAF games, and later more characters would appear for the third game, including Purple Guy, and who I assume is the Blight of 87 victim. This AU quickly picked up speed, including lots of fans, artwork, and even the infamous fangirls. For a while, people just kinda thought of these characters as how they were represented in Rebornica's AU. For example, everyone called Purple Guy Vincent, and made him obsess over toast. There was also lots of ship art between Vincent and Phone Guy, who had a literal phone for a head. Rebornica would make Ask series for their characters, and the AU would go on to get the name Five Nights at Mikey's. Everything seemed to go well for the AU. That is, until Rebornica mysteriously disappeared from the fandom. For about 3 years leading to late 2018 and early 2019, everyone continued to support the AU. Even when Purple Guy's real name was confirmed, everyone still called him Vincent. People would not let go of the AU because they had gotten so attached to it. At this point, I wasn't in the fandom anymore. Most of the following will be based on sources and what I have been told otherwise. Then, Rebornica returned. They brought back the AU newer than before, replacing the iconic Vincent character with Andros who looks slightly different, Vincent being dumped for $400. This was about early 2019, I believe. Rebornica had also come back to DeviantArt. An artist who will remain anonymous had actually been continuing Rebornica's AU while they were gone. They imitated Rebornica's art style pretty well, and from what I've heard, got quite a bit of attention for it. Once Rebornica had discovered this artist, they gave them a piece of their mind. Rebornica told the artist that they were stealing their AU, tracing their art, since the artist's style had almost perfectly captured what Rebornica did before. After a large amount of harassment was thrown on the artist, as many of Rebornica's fans white knighted them, proceeded to force the artist to leave DeviantArt. When more people took closer looks on the situation, as I did, they began to see Rebornica as a big bully of the FNAF community and in general. Rebornica quickly left, deleting almost every single trace of their existence, including their YouTube and basically every other social media. Rebornica's DeviantArt and Tumblr is still up though. After a bunch of this drama was spread around, most traces of Rebornica's AU began to slowly die. Most people are still attached to the Vincent character and still fangirl over him to this day. Lots of people say they are inspired by Rebornica, which I can maybe understand, and are upset that they left. Some people are even trying to bring back the AU in their own interpretations, basically being an AU of an AU. I personally never liked the AU in the first place. When I rejoined FNAF in mid-2019, my first fan art was of Purple Guy, and when I searched for a reference, all I found was Vincent. Even if you look it up now, what you'll mostly see is Vincent. Most artists, not in the fandom, but drawing fan art for the heck of it, draw Vincent as Purple Guy, unintentionally thinking that that's who's the canon Purple Guy. I finally discovered through research in the fandom that Vincent was a part of the AU and not canon, which got me inspired to make my own design for Purple Guy. This is just an example, by the way. To this day, Rebornica continues to exist somewhere on the internet, continuing their little AU. Probably going about their little harassment thing. The Silver Eyes graphic novel pretty much confirmed Purple Guy's appearance too, which made less people mistake Vincent with William Afton. To anyone who supports Rebornica as a person, and not just for their art, why do you do it? Especially if you know about the whole situation. Why do you continue to support Rebornica? I'll leave a Reddit link in the description. I recommend you read everything with an open mind. I may even read it in this video. I'll also have a journal on DeviantArt about Rebornica, so you can read that for a little more information if you want. So here's what the Reddit link said. If you scroll down to the comments, you can see a long comment by Pokemon XY Rules 123. And I'm just going to read that out. You can check out the link in the description if you want to read the replies and such. She left the fandom, and then came back like 3 years later, around 2017 or early 2018, to terrorize some DeviantArt user, drawing in her style, as she saw as a role model and wanted to continue her AU. In the end, she forced her to deactivate and didn't give a flip afterwards. I know this user, but I'm not going to say their name because they have contacts with me, and have told me not to share their name if I ever told people about this drama. I talked to that user because they deactivated it in notes, and they were really upset, like crying upset that someone she looked up to for years was telling you, "Flip you, you're a thief." I even talked to Rebornica on Twitter about a resolution to this, and Rebornica constantly pulled the victim card, and fans of her were also coming to my conversation with her and telling me that I'm a flippin', not gonna say that, for going against Rebornica in the end. In the end, she deleted those tweets about the drama, and later deleted her Twitter, possibly making a new one I've yet to find. Rebornica's a flippin' bully who stole back characters she didn't even want anything to do with, and forced a really good DA artist to shut down her account, or else she'll get her fans to assault her and report her account until it's banned. All because she was using her characters and Rebornica wanted no one to use them, all because she's a spoiled brat. Afterwards, she made it seem like nothing happened and painted herself in a positive light by deleting the tweets and making sure no one finds out about how she was treating the user. I really despise her. She's toxic, selfish, spoiled, rude, and most of her fans acted in the same way. Edit. Also, here's another kicker. Rebornica insulted the user because they used suicide as a threat. I knew this user, and while they were depressed, they never ever expressed any urge to end their own life. They did post some fan art and post, but they were mentally positive and optimistic most of the time. While I didn't see it for myself, I know for a darn fact that the user would never try to use suicide as a threat. Rebornica is completely lying to the paint that user in a defenseless, weak light. The fact that Rebornica is straight up lying but saying she doesn't give a flip if the user does kill himself is absolutely disgusting. You can take that how you want. Anyways, I just wanted to make a video on this situation. You can look into this more if you want, but that's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.